This is my husband, Jared.
It's my wife, Jenny.
This is CherryPieCottage.
Episode 96.
Wow.
96, y'all.
We're old.
Which, in terms of podcasts, is not that old. But for us,
yeah,
it's kind of a big deal. Yeah. What are we going to do? Are we going to do anything special when we hit 100?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
I mean, we've only been doing this for 4 years.
How bad is that?
Well, about 25 a year.
Yeah, every other week, and we've missed weeks in there for various reasons.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, do the intro.
I am.
You want me to do the intro?
I've been having troubles with my shoulder.
I do the intro. So we live in Lubbock, Texas. We absolutely, positively, 100% love it.
I don't say it like that at all. I don't like you just did. Do you see what I deal with?
Welcome to all our new and returning viewers.
Yep.
If you're new, just wait. We have fun.
Yes, we do.
If you're returning, you know what you got yourself into first time you clicked on this video. So.
Yep.
Well, I should say on this channel.
Yeah.
Not on this video, not this video, but
this channel.
This channel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, what's been going on? Just say it.
Well, we did LTC.
Yep.
In Dallas.
That was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. That was probably the best year that we've had.
Yep, because we actually got to stay at the same hotel as the convention. It was great. Yeah.
The people running it are amazing.
Yes, they are.
They did a phenomenal job this year. So if you're watching, shout out to you.
I think only one of them would be.
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Because I don't think the other one would. And I don't.
But we got to stay in the same hotel as the convention, which we haven't done that before.
I didn't get peopled out for once.
Yeah.
At LTC. So, but I think that has a lot to do because we were staying there, so we weren't having to like gather all of the stuff up we'd need for the entire day on Saturday.
Yeah. To
go and spend all day at this hotel that we didn't have anywhere to actually like sit and relax.
Yeah. I wasn't having to lug a backpack around full of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but it was honestly just great. Kids did an amazing job at all their activities, all their, what would you call them? Events?
Events, yeah.
Events. So.
And in case you're new here, we were the Puppets coaches.
Yes.
Had an absolute ball. We had a really, really, really good group of kids.
I just had an idea for something, but
I'll
tell you later.
For puppets?
No. Well, kind of, but I'll tell you later.
He is the writer, and I am the director-producer, basically. So, but we both love the group of kids. Our son was in our group this year, so he was finally old enough to be in the older puppets. And he went from, I hate this, I don't know why you're making me do this, to, are you okay with doing it next year? I guess.
Yeah.
So in Sullen Michael terms, that means yes, I am. So that was a good feeling.
Yeah.
So our daughter loved us as coaches. She always wanted to do puppets.
Yeah. And so we're clear. The kids aren't competing against each other in these events. So, like, our puppet team got a gold, but so did probably most of the other puppet teams.
Yeah.
Okay, you're only competing against yourself. So it's more just a grade than a medal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but even then, we don't care.
Yeah.
Our goal is learning about the Bible, learning to be a team, and having fun.
Yes.
That is our goal. And getting gold every time is just,
It just... Okay.
It's a side. It's a bonus.
Yeah. But the younger kids, they had a good puppet skit.
They're coached by some of our friends.
Yep. All the song leading was really good. The speeches. The speech. I tell you what, some of these kids.
You're out of frame.
Some of these kids can definitely give a speech. So.
Yep, drama was really good. Really, all of the events that our kids did was really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's just a lot of things. And it's training them all to be the future leaders in church, which is why it's called Leadership Training for Christ.
Right.
So, but kids all had fun. The hotel we stayed in had 28 floors, and 3 of their elevators have glass at the front of them. So all of our kids, all weekend long, up, down, up. Have you been up to 28th floor in the glass one? Like, they will specifically wait for the elevators with the glass on them so they can watch.
Yeah, so that way you can see out to the city. And
yeah, and you can see down to the 2nd floor restaurant up until, like, what, the 20th floor, would you say?
No, it was the 12th or 13th is where the glass ceiling stopped. So.
But, yeah. It was a lot of fun was had, and, but
that's not all we did in Dallas.
No, we actually had a trip, just us, because we went up the day before everything started, and we stayed the day after. And I have some pictures from our Buc-ee's trip that I will put up right here with some music. Y'all wouldn't get it.
Inside joke.
Yeah.
It's this band y'all have probably never heard of.
Yeah, they played at Pineapple Park in Okinawa, like on repeat. So annoying when we were there, but now that we're not there, we miss it. But we will show some more from our trip in another section.
Yes.
Because Snack Attack's back, y'all. Woohoo! Asian version. No.
Yeah. Well.
Japanese.
Well.
As close as we can get to the Japanese food that we had while we were in Japan without actually being in Japan.
Yes, that works.
Anyways, moving on. Anything else to add to what's been going on?
Nope.
Work?
Not
much else.
I mean it was nice. I got to take a nice 6-day weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, 6 days.
6 days.
6 days.
Yeah, I forgot. You had 4 days off plus the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Monday you kind of had to work.
I was there for 2 hours, if that. So.
But yeah. It was a good trip.
It was a very good trip.
We were not ready to come home.
Nope.
We almost thought about staying another night.
Yeah.
So, but our daughter was here with the dogs, and she'd been here with the dogs all weekend by herself. Mm-hmm. And her brother came home early Sunday with the rest of the youth group.
Yeah, we sent him packing.
Yeah, which we asked him, and he wanted to. Mm-hmm. So she had to deal with him, even though she said he's the easiest houseplant she's ever watched because he fixed his own food.
Yep.
So he actually cooked supper tonight too, and it was really good.
It was good.
He made fried chicken sandwiches. And onion rings from scratch.
Yep. And broccoli.
Yeah, well, I made the broccoli.
Oh, okay.
He just put it in the oven.
Well.
Anyways, if you don't have anything else to add, then it's time to move on to
faux party.
Hey, babe.
Yeah, babe.
You got a faux?
I don't. I think we both knew that.
I know.
I know I knew it.
Yeah.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
You got any faux?
Yeah, I do. For once, I got my socks.
What do you mean for once?
The last 2 or 3 episodes, I have not had a bow. So.
You're saying for once like it's me.
Anyways, these are my Easter socks. These were mustache yarn. And it was, for peeps' sakes.
Did you finish them before Easter?
No.
Oh, okay.
I tried to. I finished them like Tuesday? No, Wednesday. Finished them Wednesday because I didn't work on it. Well, I worked on them a little bit Tuesday, but. So yeah, the toe is the seam-free rounded toe. It's free on Ravelry. The heel is Fish Lips Kiss heel. I did a 1x1 rib, and I did a tubular bind off, and it's 64 stitches on a size 0. So, yay! I'm happy with them. Mm-hmm. And the other half has already been claimed by my good friend Laura of Knit for Brains. So.
Hi, Laura.
And her birthday's this next month, so I'll just throw those into her birthday package.
Well, there we go.
Yep.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
That's not what I was going to say.
I know. And obviously you have no foes. We've already established that.
We have established
that. So then it's time to move on to whip it. Whip it good.
Hey, babe, what you whipping up?
I was going to ask you.
I know.
Do you have a whip?
I kind of do, but I don't have all of it here to show. It's still sitting in my office at work.
So you have nothing to show.
I have nothing.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
Yeah. Okay, so just FYI, I kind of blew out my shoulder this last week, so I really only had about a week's worth of knitting, which is why I only have a faux and like 2 projects to show.
I told her to just go ahead and knit. Just walk it off, rub some dirt in it, she'll be fine.
Yeah, and you know better. You know if I just go ahead and knit, I end up hurting myself more.
Well.
So, and by blowing out my shoulder, I don't mean completely blowing out, but when I had my thyroid removed, they had to cut into the muscle here. So this muscle like gets really tight and pulls on all the tendons and everything. And it just, it's no good. Because when it does that and I just keep doing what I'm doing, it hurts more. And then I end up not being able to knit for a few days. So this is the one I was working on earlier. Most of today. I will show that later. But this is my, why can I never remember the name of this sweater?
Sturgill.
It's not Sturgill. I finished Sturgill a long time ago.
So heavy.
No, it's the Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Quit trying to name things. You don't have a clue.
I'm trying to be helpful. Were those both sweater patterns?
Yes, ones that I'd already finished.
Okay, but they were both sweater patterns.
Like a long time ago.
Doesn't matter.
Anyways, this is by Josie Paquin. I have finished the body completely. Bam. So, quite pleased with it. The hem is a split hem, and the back hem is longer than the front hem. So.
Well, that's because you didn't knit enough rows on the front.
No, because it's supposed to be like that. But I am quite pleased with it. This is on a yet to be released colorway on a base I no longer carry. So, sorry. The colorway is Dusty Plum. I plan to bring it into the shop in the fall because it seems to be more of like a fall colorway.
That is kind of a fall tone.
So, but there you go. So, and that's the top. So, you can see it V's down and then you get like V purl bumps.
Right there and kind of there and then
yeah,
right there.
So, and it's that way front and back. It's supposed to be on the sleeves too, but I'm thinking I'm probably not going to do that and just do some regular sleeves. We'll see. So I did that before we left. I finished the body of this. While we were gone, I worked on those socks and I got them finished the day after we got back. And then I couldn't knit for a while. So, today I finally was able to knit again and I picked something really easy. And this is my Polka Polka hat
Did you started this today?
No.
Oh.
No, I started this after Christmas.
I was about to say, good grief.
No, I started this after Christmas.
Okay.
So this is my Poca Poca hat. It is in the Moon and Turtle book that I bought shortly after Christmas. This hat's going to be for our daughter. I started decreasing and we both realized how huge. So
I mean, look. Look at that. That would be big on my head.
So I'm almost finished with the first half. So once you're done decreasing, you come back and you pick up here and you knit the exact same thing in the other direction in a whole other colorway. So that's what I'm planning to do.
Can you just knit it in the same colorway?
You could, but that would be so boring.
Oh, okay.
But the color I am currently using is No Makers, No Mlandia. And it's Sparkle, which is why it's Haley's, because I don't do Sparkle. I just don't. I'm not a fan of it. And I know that's an unpopular opinion, but
it is.
So I'm hoping that it's supposed to be this big because you knit the other one and it's like attached, so it's reversible, so it'll get tucked up in here. So we'll see. If not, Haley will just have a Gigantor hat. She will love it. She will wear it.
Yeah.
But with her thick hair and she leaving it down most of the winter and fall. I wouldn't even say winter and fall. It's like winter and early spring.
Fall is real iffy if y'all can leave your hair down.
Yeah, we've had Christmases where the air conditioner was on. But then we've had other times where we had a blizzard before Thanksgiving. Remember?
When?
Shortly after we moved in this house. We had that huge...
That wasn't a blizzard.
Yes, it was.
We got snow. That wasn't a blizzard.
No, it was a blizzard. Because but it happened overnight. It was not. It was. They classified it as that.
I'm sorry. There's no way that they classified that as a blizzard.
Yeah.
It snowed like 3 inches.
It's the wind that goes along with it, babe. It's not because it dumps a whole bunch of snow on you.
I'm gonna have to look up the definition of blizzard.
Why has he got to argue with me about stupid stuff? This is in my bag from Happy Little Yarn that she made for me my last birthday. I don't remember, but I love it. And Haley has claimed it that this is what I must put all of her projects in. So, mind you, this is the child that can knit, but has decided that since mom can knit it faster and better, that I'll just pick the pretty yarn and mom can knit it for me.
That's my mentality.
Yeah, I know, that's why you quit knitting.
No, that's not why I quit knitting.
I forgot to put the needles in.
Good job.
Okay, that's all the whips I have. I'm sorry. So, now it's time for Snack Attack. So, we have a bunch of videos. The first place that we went to was the taiyaki place.
Custard fish.
They weren't as good. They didn't cook them all the way. They made them thicker and they didn't cook them all the way. But they're still good for what we can get.
Yep.
But anyways, the place is called Sumi Sumi. S-O-M-I, S-O-M-I. But here's those videos. How excited are you? Taiyaki! You ready?
Oh yeah. This was my favorite dessert when we lived in And I didn't even find it till I went to northern Japan.
2 years in.
Yeah, 2 years in. No, it wasn't 2 years in. Because I was still with the F-15 squad. So it was like a year in.
Yeah. Oh, they're ready.
No, that's the ice
that's
cream
the other
cone.
one.
Did you get the ice cream cone?
Yeah. What city are we in? It's in the Fort Worth area, but
Yeah. Somi. Oh.
proper name is Kayaki. We call them custard fish though. Yum! Go ahead, babe. Okay. We have been waiting. We've been waiting 7 years to have these again.
And this place was being built when the last time we were here, which was like 3 years ago. So, ooh, there we go. That's the custard part of the fish. It's definitely not the same, but
Pretty close.
it's good.
I got one.
Mm.
I know they're better like fresh, but I'm still full from lunch.
Yeah. So, it's just a shaped waffle maker that they put the batter in, put a scoop of like frozen custard on there, and then pour more batter on top of it, and then cook it.
And we're gonna head over there to the Ranch 99, and we're going to the Daiso. And we're back. So I have one more video, and it was a sushi go round called Kura.
Kura?
Kura.
Yes.
And oh my goodness, tasted like Japan. Hey babe, where are we at?
So this is Kura Revolving Sushi Bar. Right now, aside from that, this is heaven.
We have gyoza, just like we got when we lived in Japan.
Mm.
We had to special order it. So you have this thing up here and you order what you want. Of course, we got gyoza.
Of course.
Yeah. It comes out and it lets you know it's out in Japanese. So how excited were we when that happened? But oh my goodness, y'all. Yum.
Sushi is how we know God loves us.
I wouldn't go that far.
There are other things.
There are more significant things than sushi. But this place, like, reminded us of the sushi go-round we went to while we were in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, they had gyoza, which are fried. They're basically fried dumplings, but they're fixed, like, a certain way. And there's places here that serve them. They call them gyoza, but it wasn't the same thing. They had them at this place, but you had to, like, special order them.
Mm-hmm.
So we did. And when it came out on its own little special treadmill thing, it, like, spoke Japanese at you to let you know, hey, your food's here. Mm-hmm. It was great.
I think that's what it said in Japanese. Hey, your food's here.
Yeah, I don't really know. It was Japanese, and I just, that's Japanese. Yeah, I really, really miss living in Japan. If he ever wins the lottery, that's where we're going to go first for like 6 months.
No, we're not going to go there in 6 months.
Go to Okinawa for a while and then go to mainland. 2 weeks in Okinawa, we would come back super bloated because we'd have to hit all of our food places.
So much rice.
Yeah. Well, we ate a ton of rice while we were in Japan, and we didn't get bloated, but it was not. We would have to eat
they have a different kind of rice.
We would have to eat 6 times a day in order to hit everything.
Well, no, we stay there long enough to hit everything. We don't have to eat everything every day.
I know, but we're going to want to go at least 6 times to each place.
Well, okay, so we stay there, I don't know, like 2 weeks.
2 weeks is not enough. No, it's not. When you lived there for 4 years, 2 weeks back is not enough.
No.
Just to drink enough Georgia's would not be enough. Or Climax coffee.
If anybody out there, if any of y'all out there work at Coca-Cola. Sorry, got a bad taste in my mouth. If any of y'all work at Coca-Cola, y'all need to get the Georgia coffee here in the States.
Yes.
They need to start selling that here in the States. It's a Coca-Cola product, but it's coffee in a can, people. Coffee in a can.
Crack in a can is what we
Crack
called
in a can.
it. Oh my goodness, it was so good.
Oh.
Or our adult juice boxes.
Yes.
They were giant juice boxes that were just
like
coffee.
Quarts. It was like a quart of coffee.
And it comes with a straw for you to just drink right out of it.
Yeah.
It's great.
You just take a straw, stick it in the quart, like carton, and start drinking it. And it's amazing.
So good. We would get those at Coco de Bake.
Yes.
Oh.
So.
I miss Japan. Moral of the story is, if you go to Okinawa, message us. We'll tell you all the good places.
We'll tell you all the good places to eat.
Yep, and all the places you should skip.
Well, really, I know. Well, I guess 2. There was 2 places.
Yeah, what was the one?
The one where y'all lost menu roulette.
Oh, that was at...
That was at the Glass Factory.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the place where they served something called gruel.
The Ringer Hut.
Ringer... Oh, my goodness. Ringer Hut is disgusting. And then there's that other one, the Fahrenheit something, like negative something. Paul absolutely raved about it. And we hated it. We went and got mint ice cream. It's not American like peppermint or mint ice cream.
No, it's like spearmint.
It's like frozen toothpaste.
Yeah, it's like...
it was so gross.
Oh, I do remember that. I can't remember the name of the place, though.
I can't either.
I don't remember the name of that place.
It was like Fahrenheit or negative something. It was a temperature name. I don't know. But... there wasn't a lot of places we went that the food was not good.
Yeah.
So, you just have to be careful of tofu.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you're not into tofu.
Right. Or when you go to the bakeries, make sure that the bread doesn't have a big old glob of mayonnaise in the middle of it.
And by glob, like tablespoon size.
Glob.
Dollop of mayonnaise.
Yeah. The first time we got bread from the bakery, we thought it was like cheese or something in the middle.
Cream cheese, yeah.
Not even cream cheese. I thought it was just like a chunk of cheese or something, or nothing in it at all. Or a sausage. That's what it was. We thought it was like a sausage roll type thing. But anyways, stuck it in the microwave and zapped it, and I'm eating it, and I get to the middle and just hot, gooey mayonnaise. It was so gross. Also, if you don't like grapefruit, don't drink Aquarius. Don't think that that's a big giant bottle of water. It's not.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I don't see how anybody would make that mistake.
Yeah, I know, right?
You gotta be an idiot to make that mistake.
First night in Japan.
Oh my god.
We're in the hotel, and I told him I am like dying of thirst. I need water. So he goes down to the gift shop. He gets this big giant bottle. It says Aquarius on it. It looks like it's water.
Not only that, it said Aquarius mineral water. It says mineral water on there.
He brings it back up to me, goes, I got you the biggest bottle I could find. I open it up and start to chug, and immediately, I'm like, babe, this isn't water. Yeah, it is. I'm like, no, it tastes like grapefruit. No. So he takes a big old gulp. Oh,
and
can't stand it.
We both hate grapefruit to begin with.
Our daughter takes it and downs the whole bottle. She absolutely loves it. Doesn't like grapefruits themselves, but likes the grapefruit drink. Mm-hmm. There's another one she likes that the name is very off-putting. It's Pocari Sweat.
Yes.
Literally sweat, not sweet. Sweat.
Yes.
And that one was her favorite. But yeah, we have so many stories about Japan we could tell y'all. We've probably already told you a lot of them. But your favorite was the Nan Dogs.
So y'all know, menu roulette is where you can't read a thing on the menu. It's all Japanese. Okay. So you just look at it.
Because they were really good about having pictures.
Yeah, they would have pictures. So you look at the picture and you're like, that. Why not? It's as good as any. It's as good a dish as any.
90% of the time he lost and I would win.
I would lose so hard.
You didn't lose so hard. When I would actually lose, it was hard. I ordered one thinking that, that'll be good. That, it's like spinach and ham. No, it was Spam and tofu and seaweed. And my mom and my sister ordered it too. Yeah, we got McDonald's on the way back home.
Me and her dad, we went with something completely different and we won. It was actually, I don't remember what it was, but it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but Spam, tofu, and seaweed. Mm-hmm. Didn't see the seaweed on the picture. Just thought, that's meat. Chicken or pork. That's usually what it is.
Yeah.
Nope, Spam and tofu.
Well, Spam is, I think, legally meat.
Gross is what it is. And it was mostly tofu with little bits of Spam.
Little diced Spam.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Spam. So nothing against anybody that likes Spam or tofu. I am not one of those people. And I only do seaweed when it's in sushi. Our daughter, however, likes for us to buy the packages of the seaweed and she snacks on those. She loves them, but she also likes edamame chips. So
she smells like a wharf for a week after that too.
No, she doesn't. Well, it's better than Michael's dried squid jerky.
Okay, your tofu Spam and seaweed is better than Michael's dried squid.
Or the time you thought you were getting actual sea cucumber and it was just tofu.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm sorry, the menu said sea cucumber.
Yeah, well, it was a restaurant we frequented
I'm
often.
a pretty adventurous guy when it comes to eating things.
Yeah, and it was tofu.
There are a few things I refuse to eat. Okay? There are a few parts of the animal anatomy I refuse to eat.
Yes, but
However,
he'll eat a chicken heart.
I've eaten a chicken heart. I've eaten jellyfish. I've eaten... And so I saw sea cucumber, and I'm like...
Why not?
Why not?
It's a place we went to.
It was
often.
a sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
So I'm like...
you saw it on the menu for months before you finally just were like, I'm going to try it.
I'm going to try it. It comes out, no, it's just cucumbers and tofu. Ugh.
And like a fish broth.
Yes. It was hot cucumbers with tofu and a fish broth.
But he'll eat octopus. Raw octopus.
I've eaten snails.
I know.
Okay, but no, hot cucumbers is where I draw the line.
Yeah. He actually got to try...
And yes, I know pickles are cucumbers before... Conch.
He got to try conch sushi while we were in Dallas.
It was actually not bad. Not a whole lot of flavor.
But it was better than the blowfish you had.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
And after we found out how it's prepared and how poisonous it is if it's not prepared right, he was like, I'm never ever again doing that.
I tried it the one time. And it wasn't bad. For me, that was a texture thing.
Yeah.
Okay, it was straight up a texture thing. But then I found out just how dangerous blowfish is. Like, if your chef hiccups in the middle of making it, you'll die.
They have to do it while the fish is still alive. Because otherwise,
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Otherwise, the poison sac will go off
if
you kill it.
Yeah, like it's a dye pack in a bag of money after a bank robbery, and it just goes off.
And they have to have years of training. Years. And when they throw away the entrails, they have to lock them up and have them picked up by a specialty company because
homeless people will get in there and eat it and die.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, the conch is not a whole lot of flavor to it, but it's like a really, really, really firm mushroom, kind of a snap when you bite into it.
So like a mushroom and snail.
Like a hard snail almost, which. That's what a conch is, really.
Well, he likes snails and he likes mushrooms.
I do.
So,
like I said, pretty adventurous guy when it comes to eating things, but
I'm not.
Hot cucumbers with tofu in a fish broth. No, thank you.
Or jellyfish.
Jellyfish,
crunchy lemon jello.
I would never eat it again, but I won't speak bad of it.
He described it as
crunchy lemon jello.
Yeah.
Like when you make jello and the jello that sticks to the bowl after you scooped it out and it's been in the fridge for a day or two.
Or like the 90s Asian buffets, the jello that they would have. They always had that layer of dried crunchy lemon jello on top.
That's the consistency of jellyfish.
Yeah. I did not try it. Our son did because he thought he was adventurous. He was not. He also kept saying he was going to eat snails. He's going to try snails.
Yeah, but every time they come out, he decided not to.
Chicken out.
I think it's because they were still in the shell.
Yeah. But
that's probably why.
Yeah. But the boy liked mochi. But only Japanese mochi. He won't eat it any other way. So, now it's so far gone from us living there, I don't think he would eat it now.
Probably not. He was only 6 when we left there.
Yeah, he didn't really remember much of Japan, which is sad.
Yeah.
He was 2, almost 3 when we moved. So he was 7.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah, almost 7.
Yeah, almost, because they came back before us. Mm-hmm. So, and that sushi go around there, we didn't even go until they had already left.
No, because it hadn't opened yet.
Yeah.
Plus, Haley didn't want to eat didn't like sushi. Michael, I have pictures of 3-year-old Michael with the octopus. He dissected his, so he ate him piece by piece. He'd eat the seaweed first, and then he'd get the octopus. And the way they did the octopus, you still had the suckers. You could see the suckers. So he's just like this.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's great. Now that we have gotten so far removed from what this show's actually about, it's time to move on from Snack Attack to...
My Precious!
You have a My Precious.
Almost jumped the line there.
I know.
Is this My Precious?
Yes.
Is this what we're showing?
Set them out.
Okay. So, after LTC, all the kids presented their coaches with little journals.
And they signed them.
And they signed them. I'm just gonna do a quick whoop like that. So they signed them. Put little notes in there. Some of us got more notes than others.
It's because they like me better than you. Hey, can I have the rest of that bottle of water?
Yeah.
Thank you. I finished my water and I'm still thirsty.
But it's just a little daily. Well, not necessarily even daily. It's like
just a little journal.
Just a journal.
See?
Has scriptures down at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Oh, and it looks like it's all King James or ESV.
Oh, good.
No message.
For those that like the message, nothing against you. I don't get it. To me, I don't like it. But I am a New American Standard girl, so that's what I prefer. Him and the kids both use ESV.
Now, yeah. I grew up in a very King James is the only version that's right kind of household.
I did not. You also grew up in one where you don't write and scribble all in your Bible.
This is also true. You
my
respect
Bible,
your Bible.
Yeah, my Bible is all marked up with notes and highlights and.
Actually, that's not even necessarily true. We could make notes in our Bible. It was just not something that was encouraged. Like, okay, if you're gonna do it. But it's not like, hey, you should make a note there.
Yeah.
So that way you can find it later.
Whereas me, my grandmother did that, and I actually got her Bible after she passed away, and now you get to go back and see all of her notes and stuff. And the Bible I have is the one that I've had since I was 11. It is completely marked up.
Mine is not that old.
So I'm eventually going to have to get a new one because this one, the pages are starting to tear, and yeah, I really don't want to. But, yeah.
So anyway, that's my precious.
Yep.
Little notebook.
Yep. And since we were in Dallas, we were really close to a little place called McKinney. McKinney has a store called the McKinney.
McKinney.
The McKinney Knittery.
McKinney.
So,
McKinney Knitty.
Stop it. So where they sell things like yarn.
If y'all have heard of that product.
I know, really, have you?
I don't know.
If you haven't, why are you here in this show?
It's this art craft that not many people know, and
but they also sell lots of notions, and they sell fabric too. I did not buy fabric because.
Why didn't you?
Because it's not fabric I would actually use in the store. It's more
nothing jumped out at you.
Right. It's more like clothing or like to make quilts or stuff like that. It wasn't a bold enough print. For the price that it was not a bold enough print.
Got it.
So, really, really nice quality fabric. Just, I didn't see anything that would make me want to go and buy some. I did look. But this store, they carry yarn, obviously, but this is less traveled yarn. The colorway is Lip Smackers, and it is on her Paloma fingering, which is 90% superwash merino and 10% silk. I didn't realize it was silk. But anyways, I'm really excited about this. I have a blue, like a sky blue that has like streaks of the rainbow in it that I want to pair with this and make like a wrap or something. And
that's it. That's the only yarn she got. She didn't get any more.
No. This shop also happens to carry one of my favorite brands that is harder to get here in the U.S., and it's Hedgehog Fibers. At least, in my part of the U.S. it is. So I got two. I was running low. I only had one left. And it's already planned out for a project. So, but I got these two because they pair well together. I also have two more skeins that I bought at Knit City that fade very well with these. So can you guess what I'm probably going to do with them?
A hat. A stuffy. It's a stuffy, isn't it? It's a stuffy.
Quit being dumb. No, I'm going to make a so-faded sweater.
Y'all see how I get treated? Trying to be helpful.
No, you're not.
Trying to contribute.
No, you're being dumb. But I absolutely love Hedgehog Fibers. And anytime we go into a store that has Hedgehog Fibers, I'm coming out with at least two. I don't think I've ever walked into a store and only come out with one skein.
No. No, you have not. Even out in North Carolina,
Yeah.
That little shop out there in what was it, Cary?
Yeah.
That carried Hedgehog. You'd come out with like 3 or 4.
I love Hedgehog. Okay, so.
It's the hologram on the label.
No, it's not. Her yarn, her colorways. Oh, love it. I have not been to a yarn shop in 2 years. I've not. Well, I might have been to one, but the one that we went to it wasn't the same. The one in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have not bought yarn in a yarn shop since before Knit City.
It would have been the last time we were at LTC.
Yeah, which was in 2019.
Yeah.
So, I thought I did pretty good coming out with only 3 skeins.
Yeah.
So, and I saved my money. So, and I didn't even spend it all. We came back with money. So I thought we did pretty good. But, and I'm not normally an orange person, but this is more like a peachy orange.
Yeah, it's that color on the camera is not quite right.
Yeah.
That's showing up to like Halloween.
So, and this one has got those peachy tones in it. So it will fade very nicely into that one. Mm-hmm. But, so the next episode, I will probably have that sweater cast on.
Ooh.
I really, really liked my other So Faded, and it came off the needles so quick. And I wear fingering weight ones better, but I really love the fit of that one. So that is probably one I'm going to reknit a few times. Because I have some other yarn that fades really well into it too. And I actually tried to find yarn in my stash that faded with this one. And this one is not as speckly. It's more purpley. Mm-hmm. So the colors aren't showing up right. I think I messed with the white balance trying to get the right colors to show up. And I don't think we fixed it or it auto-edited.
Way to go.
So that could be why. Or the lights are just blowing everything out.
Probably the white balance.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's the same lights we always have on.
Yeah. So that's more accurate right there. But that would explain why it kind of blows out right about here. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, so we're going to have to correct the white balance. If I can remember how to do it. But we will do that next time. I'm not going to worry about it now because we're not going to go back and re-record everything we just said.
Nope.
So, but that was all. I got 3 skeins of yarn, and I bought these 2 intending to put them in a sweater. I thought in the store it looked like these would fade well. I got home and decided no, I didn't like that. I liked it like this. So, because if you did just the pink and the purple, it would fade. But once you add the orange, it doesn't.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't look right. So. But that's all I have for my
For
my precious.
I did see some there that I liked.
Yeah.
But as I was reminded, I don't knit anymore. But for some reason, like the orange with the gray was really like standing out to me.
Even though his favorite color is green, he always goes for orange.
I honestly, see, I don't know if green is my favorite color anymore.
Or maybe green and orange are your favorite color.
We'll go with that, green and orange, but not together. Okay, I did that in high school. I don't want to go back to that. Mm-hmm. Okay, green corduroy pants and an orange t-shirt.
Pink is 100% my favorite color.
So.
Pink. And if I can't get pink, I don't really go for purple, surprisingly. I go for more of like the blue, which is not really showing up in this very well. But it's like a sky blue, like a Tiffany blue, that kind of blue. Yeah. I don't go for just any blue. So.
But.
Yeah.
But those yarns were kind of standing out to me.
Yeah, I know. And I said, do you want me to get you a skein and I'll knit you something? And he's like, no, because he couldn't decide and he didn't know what I would knit him. Yeah. Because he's not really wearing his knits anymore.
I am too. It's 90 degrees during the day.
I know, but even in the winter you're not because you go from your truck to your office and so you don't need the hats as much. You even told me this.
But I was still wearing them. So.
He's not out in the cold weather as much. Yeah. So, but anyways, it's time to move on to shop news. And obviously, I'm not going to ask because...
Well, then why are you even bringing it up?
Because I'm finding out that I remembered.
Well, you don't need to. Just remember silently.
So I had a shop update today. Today is April 25th. All of this is still in the shop. By the time this goes up, it will probably still be in the shop. But anyways, I put some new bags in.
Balloon animals.
It's balloon animals, but you see the unicorn balloon animal? Mm-hmm. And the butterfly and the snake and the monkey?
Yeah, I see the balloon animal.
Shush, shush. And the turtle. I really liked this fabric because it wasn't just like your dog. It wasn't just like the dog balloon. Oh, there's a goldfish on there too.
Yeah.
Right there. So, and then the inside is sprinkles. Sprinkles. As per usual, fabric handle, D-ring, lobster claw, and my wooden tag. Bam. I do have more of the balloon fabric, and I'm probably going to do some more bags. I just got to I'm out of the sprinkles fabric. So then I also added in 2 skeins of yarn, 2 new colorways. This one is called Iris, which surprisingly, this is showing up accurately.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more like...
It's a little brighter than what it actually is, but...
Yeah, but it's showing up accurately. And I was going for like bearded iris. So let me see. So like that is what I was going for with this one. That was my inspiration. And then I also put in another new colorway called Wisteria. And this is coming out with more white spots in it than actually are in the skein. Like, right here, that is not as white as that's showing up. So, but I was also... That was what I was going for. Wisteria arches in Japan. So that was my inspiration picture. Because I didn't want to just do purple. I wanted to have some depth. But anyways. And that blue is not that like violent in color. It's not as violet. It's more...
Oh, violet.
No, I did say violent. Because it seems... There's a hat called Violent Violets. So
it's a very aggressive blue.
When it's that, like, in your face, blue or purple. Did that sound like somebody was tapping on the window, or was it just me?
I think it was just you.
Okay. Anyways, when I see, like, that super bright violet, or like that in-your-face blue, that's what I think is it's very violent. It's not that violent in person. So, and there's also not that much white space in it. But, anyways, so there we go. It's a small update, but that's because I was gone for the majority of this last 2 weeks. But I didn't want to not have an update for y'all. What?
Looking for the baby.
The baby's in Michael's room.
Okay.
It's not an actual baby. It's just a baby puppy. It's Rosie. She paces. She can't sit still. She's only a year old, but she's got way more energy than Kiki ever had. Because by the time Kiki was a year old, she was doing what she's doing now, which is laying with her head laying off the couch.
Yeah.
Kiki.
Said her name just that 1 ear. Just boop.
Yeah. 1 ear and her head went.
Yeah.
So, but the next update will be May 9th. That's really all I have to say because I have some ideas, but I don't know yet, and I'm not going to tell you because I don't want you to get your hopes up and it not be in the shop. But it's time to move on to the tail end.
Womp womp.
Still not about anybody's butt. So, since we went to Buc-ee's, which we didn't point out, we both got new Buc-ee shirts. Yep. I still want to get that one.
There's nothing on the back of this.
No, just the front says it all.
Just the front.
Yeah. Which I love. I find it hilarious.
I wonder if in the other ones they have like, this is Alabama.
I know. These are specific to just the Texas stores. So.
By the way, did we mention?
There's one coming to Amarillo 2 hours away from us.
2 hours.
2 hours. And my parents live in between. They bought 20 acres.
Buc-ee's not her parents.
No. No. So, but in case y'all can't read it, it says this is Texas, act accordingly.
Yep.
Yep. So.
That is That is probably the most important thing that I could stress to anybody
who's moving here
to Texas. Just act
Act
accordingly.
accordingly. You like it here because we are the way we are. Don't change us.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we say. That's all we really ask. Assimilate.
So,
moving on to, we have a Facebook group.
mm-hmm.
Are we very active on it?
Nope.
Nope. Will we see when you post something?
Yep.
Absolutely. Within like hours.
Oh, yeah,
one of us will see it.
Definitely.
Are we good about posting in the group? No. It's
I
more
post
of
every day.
No, you don't. It is more of for people that enjoy us, our episode, my shop, and all of that, to interact with us. So if you leave messages and stuff, we will interact with you.
Yes.
So even if sometimes it might just be a little love it or like it because we don't know what to say or there's really nothing to say except for, haha, it makes us happy. So if you really, really, really want to get a hold of us, message me on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You really, really want to get a hold of him?
Message her on Instagram.
Yeah. So if it has to do with ordering, making a custom order or whatever, message me on Etsy. So that way I have your Etsy name and I know who to set up the custom for if I am able to do it. I rarely have to say no, I can't do it. And that's usually because I can't get a hold of the base or the colorway was a like one-off. So it's not one I wrote down. But yeah, it's your turn.
Here on YouTube, do the YouTube stuff. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. And help us get up to 1,000 friends.
Yep.
And we're only 8 weeks away from episode 100.
Yeah.
Don't know what we're going to do
Nope.
as anything special.
Nope.
But if you help us get to 1,000, we will definitely do something special.
Yep. And a giveaway.
And a giveaway.
Yep.
Yep.
We'll we are going to have a giveaway.
Yes.
So if you are a maker out there or a designer that you would like to donate to our cause for 100 episodes, please let me know.
Mm-hmm.
I will get you my address so you can mail it to us. And it would be very, very, very much greatly appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really all I got. So
I think I'm going to go set up a Twitter account now.
You just had to say something.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. If you don't know, well, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. You know
Yeah.
what's going on if you're not living under a rock. So.
On that note, God is good.
Read your Bible.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.